guys, how are you doing today? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be finally doing a video that's been so highly requested. A lot of you wanted me to make this video, and it's basically talking about why you should and why you shouldn't do OnlyFans. So it is over 3 years now that I have been doing what I do. A lot of people are confused by what I do. I do a lot of things. It's not just like one thing that I'm doing on the internet. The money that I make comes from several different streams of income, but one predominant source of income for me is my Patreon and my OnlyFans. And Patreon and OnlyFans are relatively similar. I have been on Patreon for about 3.5 years, and I've been on OnlyFans for just a little over 6 months. I made the leap over to OnlyFans because I saw a lot of people trying it out, and since I had been really successful on Patreon, I thought maybe I would be just as successful on OnlyFans. And it turns out I was even more successful on OnlyFans. So a lot of people have seen my lifestyle, and that, you know, throughout the years I've been able to afford nice places to live, nice cars. I've been able to just provide really well for myself, and that's something that I'm really proud of. And a lot of people ask me how I do it and if they should do it. It can seem very, very tempting to want to get into this. When you hear about how much money people are making on OnlyFans or Patreon, it's really, really tempting. And I've actually recommended to some of my influencer friends that they should try OnlyFans, and they thought about it. They deemed that it was the right fit for them, and they've gone on to become really, really successful, like making 6 figures. Like, I know several different OnlyFans creators who do make anywhere from $20,000 to well over $100,000 a month on OnlyFans. That's a reality. Now, should you do OnlyFans? Well, there are several questions that you should ask yourself if you do want to do OnlyFans. One of the first questions is this something that's going to hurt you anywhere down the road? Do you have any career plans? If you are at all, at any point, going to plan on becoming a teacher, a lawyer, a doctor, anything like that, this may potentially hurt you later on down the road. This will affect your ability to get jobs. This will create very difficult and awkward scenarios in your life if you do it, depending on what you do on OnlyFans and Patreon. There are people who just, you know, sell bikini photos, or sell photos of themselves in lingerie, or sell photos of them taking baths. But there are some people that do a lot more. There's some people that do just straight up porn. And if you go down that road, then it's very limiting as far as what you can do after. And there is a huge stigma when it comes to that sort of work. I know a lot of my friends who have gone on to do OnlyFans, they definitely face a ton of backlash. People will degrade them, people will make fun of them, people will unfollow them, people will probably stop being your friend because they're just so judgmental. So I think that's one thing to really take into consideration. And if that worries you significantly, then your answer to whether or not you should do OnlyFans is just flat out no. Another thing to also take into account is relationships. Is the person that you are involved with, or that you may be one day involved with, are they okay with it? I think that's a huge hurdle in my life because, you know, I am so easily accessible online to people. Some partners will not be okay with it. I'm of the mindset that if I were to ever have a partner that wasn't okay with it, I wouldn't stop doing it. I would stop dating that person because I need to make my money. I want to have the things that I have, and I like my life. No one's gonna tell me what I can and can't do as far as a job, but I know that some people are more malleable when it comes to their profession and their partner's preferences. That is also a huge negative and con to doing OnlyFans or Patreon or any of that type of work. If you take into account that this may affect your relationship and will also leave you with a stigma and will potentially affect your ability to have a certain career in the future, that can sometimes be overcome by the fact that, like, you're making a shit ton of money. So for example, if you're making $50,000 a month, it probably doesn't really bother you that partners will not be accepting of you doing OnlyFans. You can invest that money. You can start a business. You can funnel that money into other ventures, and you can set yourself up for life that you don't really have to worry about what's going to happen in the long term. You're not going to have to worry about a future career. That only really is possible if you are one of two things: an influencer who has already established an audience that would be interested in this sort of content. I think definitely having somewhat of a social media presence is beneficial, and not just a social media presence, but one that is kind of in that realm of OnlyFans. If you guys take a look back at my channel from the past 5 years, you'd see a lot of my content, a lot of my videos, they attract that sort of attention. Was this a business decision on my part? A little bit. I didn't start my channel with the intention of making it this like hypersexual persona, but over time I found that working for me, and it was kind of fun, and I embraced it, and I embraced my predominantly male following. So if you're not an influencer, if you don't have like, you know, kind of a significant following, I would say over 1,000 or 2,000 followers, then perhaps start building a following that's based around this sort of content. OnlyFans is a website that is so saturated. If you go on the site, you'll see there's thousands and thousands of creators on there. It's really hard to stand out amongst the mix of people if you don't have a dedicated, loyal fan base. So I definitely recommend building one before jumping onto OnlyFans. If you don't have a large following, then my second advice to you would be to just become a marketing genius. Because I have heard of ways that you can grow your OnlyFans without a large following. There are forums online. There are Twitter threads where you can jump on and you can share images of yourself and your link. You should definitely create a Twitter account that is specifically for your OnlyFans. Even go as far as making an Instagram account that's specifically for your OnlyFans with your OnlyFans name. Really work on branding. Like, you are a brand, you are a product. Think of how you're going to sell yourself as a product. People can make it look really, really easy. Like, oh, I just woke up like this. Like, no, this cultivating an audience, building a brand, it takes sometimes years. So prepare to have patience, prepare to try different things, and they may not work. Another piece of information that is a little bit concerning, and I read this on a website. I'm gonna try to cite the website that I read this on, but basically it's about the percentages on OnlyFans. And you know, a lot of OnlyFans models will say, oh, I'm in the top 0.01% or the top 1%, and I'm on the top 0.05%. I'm very proud of that. And according to this article that I read, it's somewhere like only the 1% make like 80% of the money on the platform. It's kind of like the 1% in the real world. I think that that is something to also take into consideration. The average person who does OnlyFans may only make like $400, $500 extra a month, if that. And so odds are that is what you will be making, unless you are a person who is extremely motivated and is willing to put like tons and tons of time and effort into this, or if you're a person with a large following. So, you know, are you one of the two? If you are the person that's going to put every ounce of energy into growing this, you do know that like you're working just as hard at this as you would be at pretty much anything else, you know? Like, it's not like you're taking the easy way out by doing OnlyFans. You're gonna be working your ass off to promote yourself and to grow your OnlyFans. So just keep that in mind, you know, especially if it's not something that you wanna do forever. And if you have a large following, it may come easier to you. And I think that is definitely a bonus, and that is why I've seen a lot of influencers make ridiculous amounts of money on OnlyFans. I mean, there's one girl on OnlyFans. I don't know her personally, but I know that she makes about $500,000 on OnlyFans per month, and damn, like, it's crazy. It's insane how much money is in this, and I think it can be a good thing. I think it's something that needs to really be well thought out by you if you're considering doing it. If you are super motivated and you really want to work from home and work for yourself and have endless earning potential, and you don't care about the stigma and you don't care about what people have to say, then go for it. But if you are having second thoughts, it's best to just wait and hold off, because a decision like this is pretty permanent. So just putting that out there. That is gonna be it for today's video. I hope that it was informative. I really wanted to offer you guys guidance and motivation, but also some apprehension as well, because I don't think that this is something anyone should do on a whim. Hopefully you guys can take something away from it. If you would like me to make more videos about OnlyFans and my experience, let me know like what kind of topic you would want me to address. Let me know in the comments below, and also make sure to click the thumbs up button because that really helps my videos. Please hit that like. Thank you guys so much. My OnlyFans, my Patreon will be linked down below, as well as my social media information and everything you need to know about me. So go down there, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.